Hello everybody, it's Peter the Rock. I'm at the Harville Road, the great place where the HS2 works are happening, and it's a Saturday and it's about 5 o'clock, coming up to 5 o'clock. Now they're supposed to be dismantling Dominique 24/7, so we'll see if there is any work going on when I get there. But I have filmed from this spot before. It's quite a nice spot to start filming because it's at the top of a hill. This road ahead of me there is the old Harville Road, and of course they built a new Harville Road because it needs to go over the HS2 line tunnel when it gets completed. So one might say, well, isn't it wonderful to be walking along a new road? And yes, the answer to that is yes. But further south than here, the previous mile coming up to this point, the road's in an absolutely terrible state. Potholes all over the place, and the driver actually was driving fairly cautiously to avoid some kind of pothole-induced mini disaster. So it was that bad. But obviously, when he gets here and sees the speed limit is 30 miles an hour, he can speed up from his 20 mile an hour crawl to a more respectable 30 miles an hour. I'm quite surprised they didn't actually make this road a dual carriageway, but as you can probably see from the lack of cars, that would be a waste of time. So I'm not that surprised, to be honest. Now, there is some work going on. The other side of the road, there's the Flattened Hill. Used to be a bit taller, now it's a bit flatter. And this is, as far as I can make out, and the people in the comments can make out, is mostly spoil from the cut and cover Copthorne tunnel, which is just underneath it, or near, yes, sort of underneath it, yeah. So there is work going on. I questioned what the concrete monolith was at the top, and now there are two of them. So it's no longer a monolith. It's one of a duolith. Maybe they're spreading, maybe there'll be a triolith. Lith, of course, I think, doesn't it mean stone? I just don't know. Anyway, we're walking down now to cross the Chilton Line. Now, when I got off the trusty U9 rickety bus, and as I've explained just now, there's a good reason why it's so rickety. I did actually hear a Chilton Line train go under. So, of course, who knows if there'll be another one along in a minute or not. There's some nice earth movers moving around. As a lot of you may know, I used to drive dumper trucks on building sites and loved it. Wonderful. Couldn't be a simpler vehicle. Just had one or two controls. The key one being the little lever that tilted the dumper bit forwards and therefore ejected the contents therein, usually inevitably spoil, onto a previously accumulating heap. That all sounds rather verbose. Here we are. One of the most interesting things, I've got to be very careful with my filming here because the sun is near to setting. According to my silicon friend, this is what chess players say. They don't refer to a well-known chess program like Fritz. They refer to, because there's so many chess programs, they refer to my silicon friend sometimes, because these devices don't really help chess players that much. But if you've played a game and you want to have a look to see if you've made mistakes or where you made mistakes, because you're bound to have made some mistakes, going through it on a computer is a good idea. Although it can be a bit dispiriting, because they play a lot better chess than you do, as was evinced back in the 1990s when Garry Kasparov, the rather long-term world champion, played a match against, I think it was called Deep Blue or some such thing. There's a lot of publicity about it. I don't think he won the odd game, but he lost the match finally. And that was 30 years ago. So goodness knows how chess programs have improved since then. Certainly with the advent of AI, they've completely changed the face of chess programming. They play pretty unlikely moves now, which are in fact very good. And of course the world champion Go player is also an AI program. Doesn't mean the machines are taking over. It just means that perhaps we've got another helper in learning how to play these games. Now, there goes an ambulance. Why is it whenever I'm here there's an ambulance goes by? Do they pick me up on CCTV and think, oh crumbs, what's that bloke doing? Now this is a bit strange. I've got to be very careful not to film directly at the sun because it's quite low. The main reason I'm here is to see the progress on the dismantling of Dominique. So let's have a look at that from this point without looking at the sun. The sun today sets at 5:57 according to my silicon friend, and of course it stays daylight for at least another half an hour after that. But the main point of me being here is to see the HS2 viaduct, the HS2 Colne Valley viaduct, to give it a fuller name, and to look at the launching girder, which is called Dominique. My good friend Steve has taken videos and drone footage and the rest of it, a bit like me, but his is he stitches it all together. We're just to have different styles, and I've always called it Dominique, and he's always called it the launching girder, but that doesn't matter. This hill, which I used to think was rather like the hill in Close Encounters, has regained its Close Encounters look. Just a pile of mud, really. Ultimately, it's going to be a beautiful pile of mud with grass on it. I think I don't want to wear out your ears or eyes. I think we'll stop there and do another video straight after. But as you can see, Dominique is pretty much still mostly in one piece. That's my first impression. The date, it's the 19th of October, which is about a month after the equinox. So we're 1/3 of the way to the solstice, which doesn't mean that the days are 1/3 less, because the whole thing is a sine curve, as the mathematicians amongst you will know. In other words, we haven't lost as much daylight as would otherwise be ascertained. So here is I don't know why I'm talking in this kind of stilted way. I don't know. I think it's the sunshine, bathing in the sunshine. Thanks a lot for watching. Smile, like, subscribe, press the hang on a minute button, whatever you like. That would be fun. It's all free. Peter the Rock. Cheers.